I don't see a need for a new normal. I don't see a need for a great reset. I see a need for a removal of all those young global leaders, and I see a removal of all those corruption everywhere.
Year 2020, you became Germany's #1 in bodybuilding.
In classic physique and the amateur level, I became I placed first. Yeah, on the German championships. Yeah, they made an example out of me. Yeah, they made it exactly. But I was not backing down. I was. Yeah, you should imagine there's someone who's been cancelled by his boss, and there's no income. You don't have an income for 3 months because you're cancelled from the insurance system by the state when you got unemployed as well.
So the stakes are really high. So if you speak out, you can lose your job and your private life.
Yeah, I lost it all. Well, and I told them, don't buy into that fake freedom. Enjoy your last vacation. Enjoy your sun right now. Feel it on your skin, because if it comes to Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, it's been maybe the last time you do it. If I learned some of the last 2.5 years, you only should focus on real people. You don't need any fakers in your life. So that should stop. That's what we gotta change, because our time is running out, not theirs, it's ours, and we have to inform the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You're watching Common Sense TV. My name is Jasper. I'm your host for this podcast. And today we're doing it a bit differently. We're doing it in full English because we have an international guest. Toby.
Jasper, good to see you.
Thank you for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We're in our podcast. We're always inviting guests who has done something great. Always not allowed to talk in public, or has something to say. And in this case, you're coming all the way from Germany over to talk about demonstrations.
Yeah, of course. I came over to you because I have the pleasure. You have been inviting me, and we are organizing the protest over at us in Germany. Mm-hmm. As we saw in the last weeks that the numbers are declining at the protest, we have to fire it up a little bit, and so we're here to bring it to the people and to motivate them to stay on the streets and to show them how important it is.
Perfect.
Right now.
But why do you think demonstrations are important? Because what kind of demonstrations are there, to make it specifically? Because you're standing on the streets, you're reaching onto the German citizens and more European. But why? Why is it necessary?
Okay. Yeah, right now it's especially very necessary because our society over at us in Germany has mostly bought into the fake freedom they got sold by the politicians. So right now they're enjoying their holidays and their restaurants and some vacations. But as we know, and as the white papers came out, and the plans for us are that this winter it will all be closed again, and then it will be too late. So we got to give the sign and to symbol to the politicians and to the government back that we are still aware of what they're trying to hide from us. And especially this month, at the end of this month, all the governments of the UN nations are relocating or trying to relocate the responsibility from the EU to the UN level to the WHO, and we see and we know that then some unelected humans are deciding our future, and that's what is happening behind, and we have to make the public really sensible for that to stop it, and that's what we're doing.
You're one of the guys who organizing demonstrations in Germany. How do you do that? How do you reach the people, and why are you organizing these demonstrations?
Yeah, in my case especially, it's been I experienced some strange happenings, and I've been cancelled from my job, and as that turned out to be the case, I saw that there's nothing left to lose and to invest all my force, everything I got, all my money and all my savings for the protest, because I knew our future would be screwed if we will not stop this right now. And at the point that I lost my work, and as I saw how all these pieces came together, I knew I had to be fired up right now to bring everybody to the protest, because we can only make this by the numbers and by motivating the people, and I had to reach out to them, and that's when I started full time doing organizing the protest and motivating the people.
How do you reach the Germans to come out, and how do you do that? Because I understand you're doing this by Telegram account.
Yeah.
Can you explain a bit more about that?
Sadly, that's a different beast in Germany. The Dutch people are more aware of the things are coming there. They are familiar with terms like the Great Reset or names like Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. The Dutch people are aware of that, but the German people are hypnotized. So it's hard to bring them even those terms. Those terms are for them like new land. So they have to learn it all from scratch. And it's our job to transport it to them and to get them to the streets to join the protest. That's what we're doing, and we are educating them about the white papers of the World Economic Forum, about the strategies they're using, because the Germans are some kind of arrogantly ignoring this and enjoying their life right now through the fake Freedom Day period. But I think most of them don't want to have any politics in their life, and they are in their small world. Everything is okay right now, but they don't see where the end game is going to. So we have to sensible them for that.
But let's go to the first line. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Why do we need protests?
Yeah. Right now, that's what the common people are asking, because everything.
Why are you protesting? What's wrong? So why are we need to go on the street? Why are you? What's going on?
Yeah, as you all know, there are some books out in the open which are showing us in the face where they are going with us and where this whole society should move. And
which book are you referring to?
Like the Great Reset book of Klaus Schwab, and in German it's called The Great Reset, Deutschlands Umbruch, like the turning point for Germany.
Okay.
If there's need for one, and there are similar books written in German by German authors, and one of them is the CEO of the insurance I have been working for, and they are releasing those books with the titles like The Transformation for Germany, The Agenda for Germany, and it's written there. Those are quotes, and they are quoting the 2030 agenda. And it's so open, and it's been released so fast that nobody of the regular guys could hold on to that and keep up with that. And so no one's aware of the things coming in front of us, and we have to wake the people up. And in Germany, it's a hard task. In the Netherlands, you guys are more ahead of us, but we are working on that.
I think the whole world is recognizing now that we're being pushed to a global technocratic state where surveillance is, and that's one of the reasons why you came out and said, okay, listen guys, we're loving our freedom. This is something that maybe is not that handy to go to.
Yeah, of course, exactly. But first of all, to get this, to know that there are your freedoms and they're taking some freedoms back away from you, and they're always doing this in small steps, so you don't recognize it at all. When the whole pandemic started, and you would you would have been told to the people that they will be in hostage for 2.5 years, nobody would go with them. They would be huge riots and stuff like that. But right now, as they got it like in small portions all the time, small steps, and there's, as you said, the example with the tea, like sometime when the pressure gets so hard and the public is getting like a revolt frustrated and protesting, then they're turning a little bit back. The pressure is released a little bit, but wait for some time to go in the winter or the next season coming, and then they will fire it up again, and all the restrictions are returned. And that's something our economy will not take a second time, I guess, or a third time right now. They will not take it, and all these mom and pop shops, all the middle class will be killed, and that's it's in their plans. It's in the white papers of the World Economic Forum. So, but nobody's aware of that, and that's what we gotta change, because our time is running out, not theirs, it's ours, and we have to inform the people.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think.
Well, my compliments for speaking out and doing this in public and openly.
I can only give this back to you because, in my case, I've never actively chosen this path, but as I lost my I lost my income, I was totally ripped of everything I got. I was alone. All my family contacts have been cancelled because we've been, as protesters, framed like all different sorts of things, like right-wing, Nazism, anti-Semite. All this stuff is coming towards us. So all our relatives are turning their backs, and it's hard to fight that with the mental mindset to know where it's all going, and that we should not stop, and we could not stop. There's no alternative to show our faces now.
So what you're saying basically is there is a plan for a world governance based thing.
Yeah.
And it's been written by, but the only thing is that you need to read it.
Of course.
And you're saying you can find this in the book what Klaus Schwab has been writing of the World Economic Forum, The Great Reset.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to read about it, they can find it. And yeah.
But it's you have to have your self respect to do your research by yourself. You don't have to fall in this it's a term like this arrogance of ignorance. You know, you have to do your research because you are responsible for your life and for the life of your children and for the life of your children's children. And I see, or we know about the documents, and we know that they are trying to get us on some kind of a social credit score system based on the blueprint of China, and we should not fool ourselves here. We have this annually meeting in Davos. So there are the oligarchs of the world deciding our future. So I think 15 years ago, the mainstream media denied that there is some kind of a Bilderberg group, or that there is some kind of a cabal of rich people, there is some kind an NWO or some. That's been some conspiracy. And the mainstream media was lying about it. But you have the data, and the Davos group is only the public arm of that. So if there's Klaus Schwab, if he's introducing His Excellency Xi Jinping at the Davos meeting this year, and he said, those are quotes, he said, "You did so great through the pandemic. China has been the role model for the whole world." So where should that turn in the end?
And you're looking at China and you're thinking, what's happening over there? It's totally the wrong way.
It's like a medical dictatorship.
Yeah.
It's a term I can use in a conversation with you. I could not use this term in Germany because anytime you're doing an analogy to some dictatorship or some analogy to the Third Reich or some, they could frame you and you're doing them a favor. But it is a medical dictatorship. If you're not allowed to choose what will come into your body, so what is there else they could not force you to do? So and this is what they are arrogantly putting out on their white papers, and we have to tell the people. They are counting on this secrecy that they got. They are trying to do it right now in the background, because we had a voting in the German Bundestag, as we say, it's the first Kammer or second Kammer in the Netherlands. Yeah, and the voting was against the vaccine mandate. So you gotta imagine the politicians in Germany are talking about a mandate. In the Netherlands, no one had used the term a vaccine mandate, but in Germany they are openly talking about that, and until today. So even the numbers are out of all the numbers and statistics of the vaccine side effects.
It's 2 years after all the data is presented.
And they're still talking about it. And the voting they got in the German Bundestag went out. The result was that there will be no vax mandate in Germany. But the trick they're using, and it's always the same scam, if you don't get the result you wanted to have in your country, you always have to relocate the responsibilities to some 2 or 3 letter institution like the UN or the WHO, and if you relocating those responsibilities, then those guys will make the decisions for you, and then as we say in the army, shit will always fall down, so the orders will come down and everybody's only following the orders from an upper level. So then in the end we will be there and we will have a vax mandate which was then decided by non-elected guys one level above. And this is what we got to stop. This is right now the most important thing we got to do in all of our lives, because if we are not able to stop that, then there's nothing we should be close our mouth right now for. There will nothing left. You will own nothing and you'll be happy. You will not be happy.
True.
Yeah.
But then that's why we invite you to our studio, because people are dividing us, and it's Germany is a different country than the Netherlands, but still we're finding the same problems. We're walking throughout a wall, and we can't do anything. And as Common Sense is a platform for proud Dutchies. We really want to have a really beautiful country, but we want to have the same thing for Germany or Spain or Italy. So as we're having the same problems with the same identities and the persons who are deciding what we should and shouldn't do,
same playbook, right?
I thought it's really handy to bring Germany over and let the Dutch inform what's going on.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world, because it's in English.
Yeah, of course. And hopefully I will bring all my English skills here and not fuck that up. No, but to be honest with you, I appreciate the Dutch people, the Dutch protests so hard from the bottom of my heart, because.
But you've been over to the Netherlands.
Yeah,
you've been on the 1st of May. You've been in Amsterdam, and you're invited on the stage to talk about the things that you want to talk about.
Yeah, exactly, and it's been the same topic. So it's been a strange situation to talk to the guys on the Dam Square in Amsterdam, and to have the microphone and to see the crowd in front of us. And the protesters all knew that everything that I said is right. But
yeah.
I addressed the tourists around the Dam Square, and I addressed especially the German tourists. And I told them, don't buy into that fake freedom. Enjoy your last vacation. Enjoy your sun right now. Feel it on your skin, because if it comes to Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, it's been maybe the last time you do that. And I'm shocked by the last documentations and things by the mainstream media presented in the German television channels. They are coming out right now with some models and homepages where you are able to calculate your own footprint, your emissions, and all this stuff, and they're coming out with this right now. So this will be the next step. So get familiar with some climate change lockdowns or some, because that will be the next one after.
In Holland, we've got the Rabobank, and you've got an app which you can find. And on your app, they're going to put up the CO2 emission, what you have bought in the store.
Oh, that's so nice, so nice. So you get familiar with that. So so you get your social credit score system, in your face.
The thing is it didn't start with demonstration. It wasn't. It's a new thing as well. It's now a world as in your world. How is it that you came to the conclusion that something was wrong?
Oh yeah, that's been a long way. So
because I understand you work for a large company in Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
For a couple of years, and large companies are most of the time international or bringing that thought. Yeah. Can you explain a bit more about your job and how you came?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, in my case, it's been like that. I was working for an insurance company in Germany, which is owned by one of the biggest banking groups in Germany. So it's one level below the EZB. So it's based in Frankfurt, and all the financial sectors are based in Frankfurt, Hessen. And it's one level below the EZB, so the European Central Bank, right?
Yeah.
The insurance is owned by the bank, so this is how the orders are coming down, and you see how, or you see by the larger the company is, the more they are into promoting these agenda things. And I've seen it coming for a long time right now, for 13 years before I got cancelled, and they went into all of those directions. They started with the the LGBTQ wokeness movement. Then it came to the climate change. So every time that there's been some new step released, they've been into that, and
you recognizing from the floor that you're working on that there's
from
stuff
the inside. From the inside.
Is there some sort of specialty behind the insurance company? What kind of insurance are? Did you sell them or handle them, or what was your kind of job in there?
I was working inside the company. I was in the base, based in the base of the company.
Yeah.
And I was working as a account manager and as a claim agent. So
okay.
I had contact to the customers, and I had contact to the levels below and to every. I mean, I was in multiple ways involved in all that, and the information was coming to me from all sides. And all this.
So in the data which the company used to make sure an insurance is there, and when something happened, they're gonna pay out. The information data bank of it, you need to grab your information out of.
Exactly.
But you found something strange about the information new information coming in.
Yeah, there's been for the last decade, I've seen that there was some kind of a movement inside the insurance company that they sold to the employees via email or via newsletters and all that stuff, how they are talking to their employees, and they always had some political subtitles. So it's not clear, but they are always I don't want to use the term manipulating, but they are. Yeah, they're pushing the people in a direction, and they made it clear that when you're against that theme or that agenda or some topic, or you're even asking some questions, then you're becoming a pain in the ass, and they let you feel that.
But what I understand on you is you went to a toilet at one point, and the men toilet, and what did you find there?
Yeah, that's been one of the biggest examples for that. I was going to the restrooms, to the men's restrooms, and I was finding some hygiene trash can there, and it's been for menstruating men. So
for the monthly period for the female,
exactly,
in the men's toilet.
Exactly, and I was always asking questions, and I was asking my boss. I was asking, for what is that, and what should I throw inside there? And there's never been a response. No answer. Nothing. They could not answer that. So. Yeah, and it all came together when the pandemic started, because then they fired it up. Then they had like even like a death toll for the employees to see, and it's this fear mongering. They use all tools they got to do the fear mongering.
The interesting part is for realizing is that an insurance company is as well as if you're dying, you need a company to bury you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the data on it reached yours, and you saw a rising.
Yeah, there's been an uptick in the mortality rates. There's been data promoted by some health insurance in Germany. The name of the insurance company is the BKK. So they are only in health insurance sector.
Yeah.
And as they in insurance is like a bet. You bet, the insurance company is betting that you will die and that you will not die, and you are betting I will die, so the money will come in.
Yeah.
And that's
how they're making their money.
That's how they're making their money. It's statistics, right?
Yeah.
So on large numbers, it's only statistics, and then they have to calculate how many people are dying in this age, because your customer is that age group, and you have to know how much risky your bet is, because you're betting on his life. And so they have the data, and they have the data all the time. And then there's been this uptick in the mortality rate between the people, the working class, between 18 and 63. So there's an uptick in the mortality rate of 43%, I guess, 43 or 46. So for me,
that was massive.
Yeah, that's ridiculous to hear. So how could the people not even be shouting out and protesting on the streets? Because nobody's promoting it in the mainstream media. And the CEO of this insurance company who came out with the data, was immediately cancelled, and they gaslighted the public with some strange, weird explanation that he was using some strange data or something. But it's been black on white numbers, and it's not. There's no way to misinterpret the numbers.
So important person within the company came with numbers and facts. And he's been fired.
He's been fired, yeah. He's been fired in Germany, yeah. He's been cancelled immediately after that. And then they came after his reputation, because they said the way he's calculating is wrong and the numbers are wrong, but they have not been wrong. The numbers are there and they're still there. The insurance name is BKK, so BKK, that stands for Betriebskrankenkasse, and they fired him immediately. So and they are only into health insurances, so if there are people who should know about uptick and mortality rate and something like that,
yeah,
it's those guys.
So they got silenced.
They got silenced. He got silenced, yeah. He got silenced.
But then again, if he got silenced and you're speaking out in your company, I can imagine that the company doesn't like that.
Yeah, that's true, because I've been already cancelled in November last year.
Yeah.
That's been. I could not release all the information why it happened, because there's been some signs and some steps following and some legal issues, because the court case is still ongoing, and that's something that's really. Yeah, you should imagine there's someone who's been cancelled by his boss, and there's no income. You don't have an income for 3 months because you're cancelled from the insurance system by the state when you got unemployed as well.
So the stakes are really high. So if you speak out, you can lose your job and your private life.
Yeah, I lost it all. All of my relatives are not talking to me anymore. Besides my brother, no one of my family members is talking to me anymore. My parents-in-law, the same thing.
And you had a good job at an insurance company.
I had a pretty good job, yeah. Quite a lot of money. I think in my profession you're earning about 65k a year. And yeah, but you own nothing and you'll be happy. So there's nothing they could take from me anymore, but yeah, it's dangerous to
How long did you work for that company?
13 years.
That's a long time. So you must have done something on both parts right, because your boss was happy, you were happy, and then finally.
Yeah, work-wise, there's nothing they could criticize me for. So it must have been some else, but yeah, it's hard to not release too much. But
anyway, there is this court case, and it's still in progress. So
it is, and it's strange that it took so long, because
that's what we hear often. Most of the time, if you have something against some politics or the court cases are taking extensive long times. And the same thing in the Netherlands.
That's so disturbing. That's so ridiculous to hear, because normally you're protected as an employee in Germany. Yeah, you're protected. You got this. You got this protection as an employee, that your existence is protected.
Special rights.
Yeah, of course. And if you got a family, or you have a house credit to pay, or some mortgage, or some, how should I do all that stuff? So I could not, because they took everything away from me, and that's why all of my fellow colleagues are so scared to come out or to join some protest. They are all scared, and this is not some.
So you are an example.
Yeah, they made an example out of me. Yeah, they made it exactly. But I was not backing down. I was.
Why not? Why is it that you're not backing down? Because you lost your job.
Yeah.
You lost your life.
Yeah. But it continues. It doesn't stop there.
Exactly. But why is it that you're not stopping?
Yeah.
Because you've been smacked in your face a lot of times.
Yeah, I've been. But I think I had to develop some mind of a renegade, So I've been sitting there and I've been thinking about this. As I did the aftermath, after all that happened, I got cancelled and all this stuff. I was thinking, do you regret some, or would you do some else would you do some different if you got the chance to turn back the hand of time or something? I would say no, and I would say I would only change that I would use that I would have used the stage as I got cancelled and that to do more noise and to wake more people up because.
But there are no regrets because
regrets, nothing. I don't have regrets. Right now, I can really tell you, I've been 13 years into an insurance company in the financial sector, and it's on the surface, it's all nice and clean, and the people are doing a career, and it's all great. But from the inside, it's so much fake, so much false, and I can't deal with it anymore. Right now, I'm looking for a job. I don't know. Maybe I'm working for the city, for the trash companies or something. I don't know. But it's real people over there.
Yeah.
I lead the real people. If I learned some of the last 2.5 years, you only should focus on real people. You don't need any fakers in your life. So that should stop.
Cool.
Yeah.
So via your job, you you found the way to make demonstration, rallying people together to listen up. There's something going on, but then again, the thing is you need to do this, otherwise your personal life is gonna be in a bad situation.
Of course.
You're really well built.
Thank you.
If I may say so.
Thank you.
Well, can you explain a bit more?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of professional.
Yeah, kind of semi-professional. So, I got a bodybuilding background, and I'm the national champion of the year 2020 in Germany for the classic physique division. And that's been some. I was like.
So in year 2020, you became Germany's #1 in bodybuilding.
In classic physique and the amateur level, I became I placed first. Yeah, on the German championships. And
congratulations!
Thank you very much. Sadly, that's been the last and the only competition in 2020 happened in Germany, and it's been surveilled by the state, and it has so much strange
of these measurements that you couldn't go to the gym or have a workout.
Exactly. And 2 days after the competition took place, the lockdown took place again, and everything was closed. But even back then,
so you're still Germany #1.
Yeah. That's I've got it for 2 years without defending it, right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So.
But and the thing is that you need to work with your body. You need to know your body really well.
You should.
Otherwise you can't hold these kinds of, I don't know, you build up your muscle and some sort of healthiness.
Yeah, you are in different topics, right? You are in diet topics, you are in health-wise topics, you are in the exercise,
minerals,
all the things important to your health, right?
Yeah.
The supplement industry, vitamins, minerals, and all that stuff. You have to be educated in all those areas a little bit. So I'm not an expert in I'm not a medical doctor or something like that, but it's strange to see if the health advice from the government is only focused on one thing, on one solution only, and nobody besides that's talking about supplementation, diet-wise,
taking care of your body.
Yeah, and I'm doing this sport right now, I think, for 14 years, and the last 14 years, always everybody's coming to me with some questions like for diet-wise or health advice or exercise advice. But right now, when it comes to some public topic, which is health advice, then we are the stupid guys without knowledge, and we are the guys talking bullshit.
So, but then there's this baseline. Then you know a bit of health, you know a little bit of sports, and you know a bit of insurance. Yeah. And if you combine the things together,
then you find a lot of data in the ongoing things, which doesn't match up with your own information and your own knowledge. And then there are coming some doubts about the whole situation. And that's been the case for me. And then I got into research. I think most of you guys got into research at some place. But as you open up that box of Pandora and you go down the rabbit hole, then there's no limit to that. And I'm glad that I found out about it and that I got my knowledge that way. But it's been a lot of responsibility for myself and to do the research by myself, because it's, as you know, it's hard to get through all the information.
It's massive, and it's something that you don't wish it was is happening, but it is. And
It is.
And if we're looking at common sense and the way how we look at we're being pushed through a way that's gonna be problematic in the long term.
Of course. But your work is so valuable. You are awesome. I've read through all of your homepage, and I can tell we would not be sitting here so peacefully if your house would be in Germany and you would do the same work as you're doing right now, because your house would be attacked by the Antifa guys and they would know where you live. It's a different beast over there in Germany.
Of course, we're getting a lot of backfire as well, of course, but we don't care.
Yeah, of course, it's the same thing for me. But in Germany, it's
it would be a different thing if I will be jailed, but there's nothing that we want to do wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And we just want to highlight and present the details.
Yeah.
And for us, it doesn't matter. Please watch Common Sense TV and all the alternative news channels, but do please watch the mainstream media. And if you have the whole information,
and make your decision.
Make your own decision, and
yeah, exactly.
But it's well informed.
Of course, but they don't want to give you the whole spectrum, right?
No.
They only want to give them the part they got to provide to you, and then they only got the one solution. So besides that, they are coming with terms or with some quotes from Ursula von der Leyen or some. I could even bring it over my own lips. She's trying to get rid of the Nuremberg Codex or some. How could you tell as a German citizen and talk about some cancelling of the Nuremberg Codex? So if
she knows she did something wrong, probably.
Yeah, of course. So if it's not for a case or a scenario like we have right now, so for what should it be? Mm-hmm. For what? And that's that didn't came through to the German society, to the German public, because there should be an outrage.
How is in German in the Netherlands? I've got a really good view about the alternative channels.
Yeah.
Is there something in Germany, some alternative news channels, or where you hear different voice and opinion?
Yeah, of course, there are outlets.
Yeah,
but all of the outlets are immediately framed right wing, anti-Semitic, and they are always counting those terms next to Querdenker and COVID denier. That's a new one. They made a term similar to the Holocaust denier, so that there's a semi-hard trigger, and there's coming some bad things to your mind, and that's what they are provoking. That's what their intentions are. But it's strange to see how the public responded to that, because the Germans. It's like a factor of 10. Multiply the restrictions and the mind fuck and everything in the Netherlands. Multiply it with a factor of 10, and then you got Germany. But
then again, we see massive, maybe the alternative medias, or we see massive demonstrations in comparison. But maybe Germany is a bigger country, but still.
You see pictures from the east. So the east of Germany got a history of communism. Yeah, they are aware of that. They are really aware of that. And I think those people above did not expect to see those huge numbers in the east of Germany. So for the German part, the east saved the west right now.
All right.
By protesting in huge numbers. They had large numbers. They've been 400,000 people, but all around the east on one day. So they focused on the Monday. To like they did in the 80s, in the late 80s when the revolution came, they always protested on the Mondays. So it's been the Monday March. In German, you say the Montagsspaziergang. Okay. And so it started back then in Leipzig, as they are walking on the ring street in Leipzig, and there's been 100,000 people and 500,000 later and all that, and they did the same thing right now. Yeah, and it's been amazing to see how 400,000 people are moving at the same day every week on Monday, and that's brought the pressure to the government that they had to move back a little bit. But as you know, they're always returning the pressure a little bit.
But the thing is that they're watching.
Oh, of course, we are effective. Trust me. That's their biggest. As how is this saying about the devil? The biggest trick of the devil has been to make you believe he existed. So the German media and the German government is playing like they don't know how huge the numbers are on the street, and they say it's they're always playing the numbers down though. So from 20,000 they're making 2,000. You know, that's the mainstream media, but that trick doesn't work anymore because the people are I don't want to say aware, but they have some communication tools right now like Telegram, and we see the pictures. And the same thing over here in the Netherlands. The German mainstream media was picturing us a protest in Amsterdam, and you had some drone footage from the sky, and they put it next to some drone footage from the sky from Rotterdam when Feyenoord got the championship. And it's been the same amount of people, the same crowd, but only the Feyenoord guys were all in red. So you've seen that trick doesn't work anymore. So that's over.
Yeah, exactly.
So I always have this. I always when I say over, I have this quote from Noah Harari, my special friend, as he said, "Oh, those days of free will and free thought are over." Always when I hear this voice, I have a trigger point there.
For Yuval is a new guy for the Netherlands. We about a year he's popping up, and we're now finding out who he is, what he wants.
Okay, you will find out more. He's giving so nice interviews and so strange statements about the free will, about the free mind, about free elections, and that's something where all your ears should be very open, because if somebody is talking about non-free elections and decisions made by non-elected people, so what is there else to risk for your life for, or your faith for, or your everything for? So I think there's nothing less, right? There's nothing less to consider if this thing is not stopped.
So the other part of this time area is that the people who are want to have this world governance are coming out of their cages. And we're seeing and we're hearing them, and we hear their opinions.
There's no turning back. They have entered the room in the open, and they heard the door clicking behind them. So right now there's no running back, or they could never hide. Before they had the advantage that they did all this in semi-secret, as we say. So all these decisions were made in the background, and all the governments are only like gophers for them. And that's something everybody's familiar with, right? So if I'm talking to some friends of mine, so before when I was young and we had some beer or some, that's all we're talking. So do you believe in politics? Do you believe in government? No, they're all like, there are people like
they're lying.
So everybody knows that. So everybody knows it. But right now, when they're coming for your body and for your free health decisions, right now you're not trusting. You are trusting them again. So that's bullshit. You are trusting in the companies which pay the largest fines for side effects of their product they produce pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So what is I could not get this. That's some I could not get it, and it's definitely some real good behavior psychologists playing out this mass formation psychosis, I guess. And it's, I know in my case I'm a German, so I'm from Germany, so for me it's always horrible to live with the history of the country. I was not born there, so I have nothing to do with them, but I feel ashamed for that. So as everybody, every citizen of a country would feel ashamed for a country which has a history like the Germans got. It is, no one could tell me, no one from Germany could tell me that he's proud of our history. No one. So
that part of history.
Right? So there's, but they are using this. They're using this, and they're using some. I don't know how to say. I don't have for lack of a better term. It's only the mass formation psychosis doubled, as to say. So if the effect of the mass formation psychosis in the Netherlands worked out good on the population or semi-good, in Germany it's working out double. So it's really the term Stockholm syndrome is maybe a little bit overused these days, but if somebody is telling you about Germany and the Stockholm syndrome, you could trust them. Right now there's no mask mandate in public, only on public transport, but the people are wearing them voluntarily. and there's some strange things happen. So there's some I owe it to the society a little bit, because if you got an appearance like me and you're entering some supermarket or some that's the case. It happened on a regular basis for me and my wife. We're entering the supermarket, and when it's hot, I'm wearing a shirt like this, a tank top, and I see other guys, family fathers and people older than me. I see them removing their masks immediately after they see me. So I thought, as it happened once, I thought, okay.
So you're giving an example?
Yeah, of course. They see, okay, if right now, and this is the huge thing in terms of peer pressure. Peer pressure thing is happening everywhere and is working out so good. So, but when they see, okay, right now, if there's a peer pressure situation coming, they will always attack first the huge guy. So they will not come after me. So they are removing their mask. And I will do this. I am doing this 4 or 5 times a day, so that we are giving the example. Somewhere
you don't have anything. You don't need to go to the supermarket, but you.
We need to give the example for the people, because it's so sad to see them domesticated like that.
Yeah,
they are men. Really, where are the men? Where are the men? And I don't have kids. I don't have a house or a credit or some, which I have to pay for. I don't have to consider a future for my kids or some, because I don't have kids yet. But those guys out there who got kids, they should be fired up as 10 times more than me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to smear it in their face that they got it. You know.
Then again, it's of course it's a really big step to go, if you never did it in your life, to go to a demonstration and say, listen, so...
Never been to one before, never.
It's a new thing from the last 2 years. But then again, if that's what I'm always asking, from you don't have to go with me to a demonstration, or you don't have to speak out, but give your voice to me and support me and let me explain it. That's what we're a bit aiming on. We need everybody.
Yeah, we need definitely everybody, and there's no one excluded from this. So I'm remembering right now. I'm remembering some quote of my ex-CEO who said, "No one's excluded from the new normal." That's been a quote of him. That's been a quote of him. No one's excluded from the new normal. So and they
accept themselves.
Yeah, accept that. Yeah, but
do as I told, not as I do.
He's leaving that part out, you know. But but
it's more parts out.
But they are using those terms at this in the same intensity. They're using the terms, the Agenda 2030, the transformation for Germany. So those guys are really fast in writing books, right? So even the Klaus Schwab book came out so fast. So he must be a genius in writing books. We should not underestimate him, but but it's just strange.
Fourth Industrial Revolution came after it.
Yeah, Fourth Industrial Revolution, and he's selling up to us like, that's the case right now, and you got to live with it, deal with it. So I don't see a need for a new normal. I don't see a need for a great reset. I see a need for a removal of all those young global leaders, and I see a removal of all those corruption everywhere. And really, I have to address those guys, because have you not been able to choose some characters more intelligent and more clever appearing as those guys that you gave us? I mean, we've got some guys in Germany. I mean, our Minister for Foreign Relations, don't get me started.
Same thing in Germany. The Minister of Health is 200 kilos. They're all lunatics, and they're doing their job great for the lead.
Yeah, they're doing. They're gophers. They're gophers, and even Gates and even Schwab. Even Schwab, they are gophers. So it's been I think 15 years ago. The mainstream media denied that there's a Bilderberg group. They denied it, and we know where it's origin from. So from your beautiful country.
Yeah.
So I'm always saying the most evil stuff is coming from Germany, but that small part is coming from the Netherlands. Right? So you got to get credit for that.
We're sneaky.
Thank you, Bernard. No, but you know, the mainstream media was denying that, and nobody was.
But the mainstream media has his tentacles in the financial boss of Gates, because via the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, mainstream media is subsidized and financially supported by that organization.
Yeah, exactly. In Germany, we got some we got a really, really big mainstream media outlet. It's called Spiegel TV. So like, would you translate in English? It's Mirror TV, right? So this media outlet received, I guess, 25 million euros donation from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yeah, and they are releasing episodes of you could call it the anti-protest newsletter. Is what they're doing every week. And yeah, I think you got the framing problem over here as well. Yeah. Sometimes you got the feeling that they are bringing some characters to the protest, which they can produce the footage of, because those people are talking so much bullshit, and the footage it's cut it, and it's for the gaslighting thing to frame us, but it's becoming dangerous because the new direction they've chosen is to frame us as terrorists. So right now with this Ministry of Truth, I mean, how much deeper could you be in this Orwellian world? How much? I mean, there's a Ministry of Truth. So that's like when the Antifa said punch a Nazi, but who's got to decide who's a Nazi? So you can frame everybody.
They're propagating for violence.
They are propagating for violence. That's the baddest thing. The biggest mistake we could choose is to be violent, because how would you?
No, it's not necessary for us. Not. We love life, and
and what could Gandhi do with the AK-47, right? So you gotta win it by the numbers. We have to get the message out to the people, and the advantage those guys had, and they have it still, and we gotta take it from them, is they're acting in secret. They're acting in secret, and they're doing this
sneaky in silence.
Yeah, and they're doing this for center for you know how long they're doing this.
Power.
Yeah, and the human race defeated them, and they will defeat them again. But we have to play a huge part in that. So no one should think, oh, who am I? I'm only a small light in this whole protest thing, and it doesn't matter if I'm not joining the protest today. So I will go to the pool or something, and I will come back next time. There will be no next time if we will not join the protest right now. And as I say, I came to Jasper today, and I want to be totally honest with you. I'm totally fucked up. I think I have 25 euros in my bank account. If it was not for my wife to pick me up and to support me and to stand behind me, so as you say, behind every strong man there's way more stronger women, and it's always been the women kicking the man's ass to join the protest. That's what the history has shown us, because when the women got upset, they're kicking the man's ass, right? And I've got.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, it is that you don't have to. But I've seen so many strong women on the protest, more than the men. I think more than, and especially in the Netherlands.
We call them lions.
Yeah, they are. They are the lion. They are really, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the Netherlands. I can tell.
But it's if we're doing this alone in the world, it's not, and everybody is doing it. Luckily, we see this demonstration in Germany. We see them in
but
Belgium,
you're doing it in
we
a
see
special
in
way.
France, everybody does it on its, and there is not a path been laid out because it's all new for us.
Yeah, that's true. But
we're intelligent enough to learn from it.
Yeah, and the Dutch people always. I was raised in Germany. So the Netherlands always has been our neighbor country, and it's been a vacation country, and it's always for myself, it's always, especially I've been to Amsterdam so often. I would love to live there, and of course, because it's always been the my place for liberty, or for not judging anybody else, or for everybody could live under the same, like you could live how you choose to, how you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. So that's been for me the case in Amsterdam. So nobody was.
I think that's a bit of Dutch mentality as well. Live and let live.
Yeah, and that's not a bit of German mentality. Okay, so that's why we love the Netherlands. Yeah, really.
And at least it's how I'm standing in life. Like I don't care as long as you're not making problems and whatever. Live and let live.
Yeah, you see, but you have more characteristics in the Netherlands that we love. So all the people have been supportive all the time. So in Germany you have always some
if you look at the demonstration in Austria are demonstrations, in Italy are demonstrations, in Spain are so in the whole world, this is just a bit of Europe, but in South America,
it is,
in Australia,
it is it's all working out in the end eventually for us. But you guys made the role model for Europe. Trust me, I relate so much on you guys because it's been like a different time zone. So as all the bullshit happened in the Netherlands and the protests numbers rise up over here, Germany was asleep. The whole country was asleep. So nobody was talking about protesting, nothing. Even the East was a little bit waking up. Yeah, like you say. But
was it? I hope that that's the case. But was Germany watching the Netherlands as in they're making a protest?
No, that didn't happen because the media trick is awesome. You will see no footage from protests in the mainstream media in Germany. So we are all relying on Telegram or some different communication systems because you know of the cancel culture. So YouTube, I'm cancelled on YouTube, and you know how fast that goes. But for me and my case, my family, we are living 60 kilometers from the border. So we are more in our free time. We are very much. We spend very much time in the Netherlands, and as this thing started, we saw brave people over here. I was so I don't know. I was surprised to see the first 20 persons or 25 people protesting on the Leidseplein in Amsterdam, and we were there. And in this time, I was studying all the stuff. There's been this time where I was researching it all for myself, and I was connecting the dots, looking backwards.
You were pinpointing what were the problems.
Oh, exactly.
And you were searching and
exactly. And then as we saw the brave people standing up in the Netherlands, and it doesn't stop there. After that, as your protests numbers rise up more, your beloved MP got the glory idea to make the protest illegal, I guess, right? And we've joined your protest at that time as well. So we've seen all this attack dogs footage from the Museumsplein. We've seen all this water guns and all
dogs,
this. Yeah,
war police, horses, military police.
We've seen it. Yeah,
strange vehicle. Technical lights.
I remember this one guy with the bike, and I've seen the cop coming with this baton, and he's hitting him, and I'm thinking like, what, dude? This is a man in the age of your father, and you're punching him and you're not even got the balls to punch him with the hand. You're punching him with the baton. So I don't get that. And we have had similar situations in Germany. So we had some in Germany you say when you got some you have the normal police, and you got the federal police army. They are living in caserns, and they are coming like it's similar to the blue cars in the Netherlands, I guess. So it's a special like some.
It's not to say.
Yeah, like that, I guess. So and when they are always in this high protection gear, and they are looking always like this RoboCop style, right? So, but you have to consider
on borders. These police are at the borders.
At the border. That's why they got this federal. So in the US you would say the feds and the sheriff. So this is some kind of similar. So it's the feds, right? But there's some psychic trick played on them as well, because they are consuming the same mainstream media as we did before we decided to open our eyes up and to look behind the curtain. So those guys have different problems. They are young. They are always the youngest guys. In Germany, they're always the youngest guys. Yeah. And you have a career step in the police career. If you're becoming a policeman, you got to start at something like this, like some football game protest or some protest by the left or the right or something like that. Yeah. Because you could only do that until you're 30 or something, because you don't have the physical, of course. And you will get older, so you are not able to do that. So they're always putting the youngest guys there at the beginning of their career, when they are when they bring them to the protest, and they relocating them. So they bring them somewhere where they're not living, that they have not to go against their own family members, you know. And we're talking about. I'm always searching for the conversation to those guys, because I have a background. I've been in Afghanistan with a NATO battalion from Germany, so I know what it's. In Germany, you say you get the Bürger, so the citizen, and you got the Bürger in uniform. So. You got the Bürger with his rights, and you got the Bürger in uniform. So that's the Bürger working in uniform, like a soldier, policeman, or fireman. And there's a uniform between that, guys. A uniform, nothing else. So if you put your uniform off, you are an unvaccinated citizen as we all. And right now they are in Germany. You say in a golden cage.
Yeah.
So as long as they are useful and to use against the protesters, they are nobody's talking about the vax mandate for the policemen, right? But at the moment they become unuseful and they could be replaced by whatever, right? Who is doing the job, then they are totally screwed over, and they will come for them as well.
That's what in the book of Orwell 1940.
Exactly.
How was it? The first. I'm not sure how the saying was.
How they came after them.
No, first against the wall. So if you support them, and if your job is done, you're the first.
You're the first. They come after. Yeah. It is, and it's really shocking.
It's hard because as a policeman, a lot of policemen in the Netherlands has a mortgage and has children that go to. So you want to support your family as well, but that's the part that's we're asking to show your balls.
Exactly. There's nothing to add to that. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen, bro. Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was. I'm not getting tired to talk to them. I had some situation. I was walking to my car. I parked my car in a parking garage somewhere, and I had to walk.
It's human style to talk to each other and have shared ideas.
That's the thing they are killing right now. The human conversation between people. So right now, over a screen to talk to students or to talk to your fellow colleagues, that's so normal. That's not normal, and we should never accept that as a normal, right? So we should never. In Germany, even the advertisement industry is working right now with advertisement clips where the people are talking over screens and not directly. So this desensibilization, or how to say, they are getting you familiar with a transhuman world and with transhuman values, and that bullshit's gotta stop, because you don't want that for your kids. I don't care if you are trying to get some neural link chip, or if you're trying to if you want to go for it. Go. I don't care. Go do whatever you want, but don't do that.
Don't come afterwards and have a problem.
Exactly.
Another thing what I wanted to talk about it is something that we don't have in the Netherlands a bit. Is the other side. We're open, free people, we want to have liberated. But the other side, there is Extinction Rebellion, as in the Netherlands, it's a small group. But in Germany, you've got.
Yeah, in Germany.
2.0 version.
Oh, there are so nice people in Germany. You gotta be prepared for the situation that you're driving to your workplace, and maybe the road is closed by some Extinction Rebellion or some Friday for Future or some. I don't know. They got different names, and they're protesting every day. So they are distracting the public as well. So these guys are in the background. Financed and organized by some forces, some three-letter institutions, NGOs, the Open Society Foundation, and it's all origin from our country. So they got the most power over at us, but they are
because where I was going to is that your voice, which you let heard in the demonstration. There are people that are saying, okay, listen up, Toby is a guy that needs to shut down because he's telling a story that we don't. In Netherlands it's quite small, but I understand in Germany Antifa, which is an organization worldwide but massive in Germany.
It is massive, it is massive.
Can you tell me a bit, because it's I found it a bit weird to have it. I don't like to talk about people that I don't want make important more than they are.
Don't give them the spotlight, right?
But they're no-nos.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what they're doing to you in Germany and your colleagues?
Yeah, of course. That's something you could not imagine, because I think it's not even possible to experience some harassment and some terror of them over here. It started.
Maybe we're not used to it. So.
You're glad that you're not. I'm happy that you're not used to it. But it's they are like the hidden force of the government or of the agenda, if you want to. They are protected by the state. They are protected by the law enforcement. They are protected by the police. But what they do is they are. Yeah, they are appearing like a huge cabal or like a huge organization, and they are searching for information. So as I came out and spoke out against all this agenda things, I which didn't match up with my own values and all the information I got through my research, and as I said, right now here's the red line, and nobody will cross this, and I will come right out and I will shout as loud as I can. They came after me so hard. I started a YouTube channel, and I had, as I reached the, I think 2,000 subscriber level, I had 2 strikes by YouTube, and the second one only has been because I translated a Tim Pool podcast. So, but the information which has been for the United States YouTube, okay, has been cancelled by the German YouTube, Ofcom, or I don't know who's the institution in Germany. And they gave me the second strike. And as I reached the 2,000 subscribers level, it started. The Antifa bombed my commentary area. They harassed myself.
You became too big.
Yeah,
They needed to silence you.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about how they work?
I can tell you. It's been I do remember it really good because it's been a Saturday. The first time it's been a Saturday, and you know how they do that. They always posting with some nicknames and some weird numbers, and never with the real names or something like that. So, and the first thing they did was I was releasing a
childish things.
I released a clip on Saturday morning, and in the end I had a thumbnail. I put a thumbnail in the end with a advertisement for a demonstration that Saturday. So I organized this demonstration on the same day I released the video. So we have a huge sea in the city center, and and there's a nice place around, and I wanted to organize the protest exactly there at the sea. So it was not so nice weather, but it could be a nice location for the people, right? And attractive. And I went there with my wife, and it's been the time when the protest numbers were really, really low, and we had about, I don't know, 25 or 30 people. And then I recognized on the other side of the sea place, there are some benches, and there was people sitting with some on knuckles. They were looking. They were looking at us.
They're watching you.
They're watching us, and I was thinking like, what the fuck? I only made this one advertisement for the protest, and then that was the situation where I knew, there are more intense forces on the other side, and you have to be really careful because my wife is working as a teacher, so I had to exclude her from all this stuff, and it's a strange feeling to be on the streets for your values, for your health related values, and to get some protests from young guys indoctrinated. I could only tell it like that because they've never been in the workforce. They have never been joining some job or something. They've been moving from the school to the university, and then what
brought by Papa and his BMW.
Exactly. And they're complaining on their iPhones about the you know this. But and they are coming at us hard. They are more dangerous in Germany because in the east of Germany, they crashed some police stations. They even throw Molotov cocktails inside. They glassed some. They call it glassing.
So they're going over lines which are not acceptable, but they're doing it anyway.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, and they're protected by the state and the police. So we've been physically attacked. So my friend's been physically attacked one day after the protest, and one of my friends had some like an iron
bar.
Yeah, he got a bar in his head, and every time it comes to some political criminal scene, the Verfassungsschutz, as I told you, is involved. So the federal department for political situations.
Yeah, it's a bit like in Dutch the Romeos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they did some investigation for I think 2 weeks, and then the case was closed because we had video footage, everything.
No, the thing is, what I understand, and if I look at Antifa in the States, and there's always, and the same thing with Greenpeace here in the Netherlands, there are always lawyers around. There's something on the other side that we don't have.
Yes.
So there's always and there today Extinction Rebellion is having a podcast about how to behave and how to break laws during demonstrations.
That's stupid. It's like a textbook for violence.
Yeah, that's but they're educated and they know the way around, and we don't know that. Yeah,
they are so stupid. They're using some tactics. They are coming to our protest, and there are always two people, and the first person is provocating you. So they are walking beside you, provocating you. It's always police. They are protected by the police. They would not come out if there's not the police protecting them. So they're provocating you, and they're waiting for you to respond. And in the second you responding, they got one witness because they are always two persons, and they are going immediately to the police, and you will get your documents later. So I don't know. It's for Antifa wise, it's people talking with a face full of hate against protesting against hate, as they say.
Yeah.
But they are the haters. They are the haters, and they will come for them as well. So that's what they don't get. Right now, it's maybe a little bit fashionable for them, or it's an adventure or some.
No, it's really stupid because these demonstrations which we are involving in are for your own freedom.
For those people as well.
Less rules by government.
Yeah, exactly. And when has been the time in history when the Antifa was protesting for the government? So right now you have the anti guys.
If they don't realize that, they're even more stupid than their actions.
That's their purpose. But they are fighting for the establishment. So when did that happen? When you had the punk movement back then. So it was always against the government, and right now it's for the government. So what the fuck? Yeah, it's stupid. You could, but not even. You got well paid. Those NGOs behind, they are wealthy, very wealthy, and they got unlimited money. Is nothing for them. They are coming for different things. They want to have all the might in the world. So that's what they are coming for.
Now that we established that you're doing, what's your aiming? What's your goal? Because it takes a lot of effort, power, and money out of you. So I can imagine you want to have a point that you're working on. I don't know, what's your aim and what's your goal? What is it that you're trying to reach out of these demonstrations? Yeah,
exactly. For me. In my case, it's not for like some individual revenge thing for my insurance company or some. No, nothing to do with that. It's for me. How to
you had a perfect life and you didn't have that necessary for this in it.
I didn't choose this way, but I knew I don't have kids yet. And I will never have an offspring if we will not stop this right now. So they took my future right now. I own nothing and I'm not happy. All my plans are gone. So right now, I'm turning 38 this month. Okay. So we were planning to have kids right now, and this time. So maybe right now we would get the second one or something. That's been the plans, like you're planning. Right?
Yeah.
When you're young.
I did.
Yeah, but you're talking like this, and all my friends got the same period in their lives and all this. Yeah, but. It's destroyed. It's cancelled. It's not there anymore. And
but what is it that you're saying now? Because you know what's coming, and you don't have a job. The world is going to a point that is it that you're saying that you're holding up being a father because of you don't think. How do you see that?
I could not imagine a world for my kids with a social credit score system and with some CO2 emission scores and some.
But if we're not making there's this guy is calling this, what is it? Alternative babies or COVID babies or like we need. That's what Erdogan is saying. Yeah. You need to go to a different country and make children. We need to make.
We have to because we don't have a clue right now what this gene therapy is doing to the people. So maybe there are some problems with the procrastination, and that's a depopulation thing, right? So there are so many things working right now anti-human, and it's you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see that all those steps are working anti-human.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so the CO2 is the human life force, the life gas.
Yeah.
So at the same time, we're reducing our individual footprint, CO2 wise. Mr. Gates is sucking the CO2 out of the atmosphere. So what are you trying to live from? So
we need CO2. Trees are living up.
Yeah, we do. There are problems in some highly polluted areas, like some urban areas, like Wuhan,
China,
New
yeah.
York. China. But there's no Greta Thunberg talking in China, right? So what the fuck?
Then again, it's their problem, and it's like, why do we need?
Exactly. That's not our business, right?
So what's your aim? Are you aiming for that their measurements will stop, that we're getting new elites, or how do you see it?
No, that doesn't stop there. We have to remove this. Yeah, we've been experiencing a too long history of being blind and of being passive, and those guys profited of that. They made that this agenda doesn't come out of nowhere. So it's long planned. We have some whistleblowers had in the 60s. Back then, Richard Day, you could research the speech of Richard Day. He's been a Rockefeller insider for a long time.
Charlie Chaplin,
yeah, of course, Kennedy. All those guys were killed immediately after they came out, and we don't know what happened to guys like the list of names is very, very long, and Gaddafi and all those. I don't have to mention them all. You know them. We are so blind over here. We've been so blind that no one in Germany, or I think in Europe, is aware of the fact that on 9/12, the day after 9/11, there's been a huge protest in New York City, and all the protesters have been arrested. So no one is aware of this. We've seen no footage of this. So, and the same kind of blindness we are still living in. Most of the people are still living in up to today, and it's sad to see that the misinformation the media is using works out so well, especially in Germany, and we could not stop here. We don't have to stop only the medical thing. They will always come back. They planned and they invested so much in this agenda, and they heard the door clicking behind them, because right now they are out in the open. They can't return. So they will do this. They will force this on us. If it's the last thing they're doing, and we have to remove all of those young global leaders, and everywhere they're implemented, they have to go. They are unelected. They've been pre-chosen. No one stands behind those topics that they're talking about, and they're only working for their interests and for the interests of their how did you say this? It's stakeholder capitalism.
Yeah.
So who's chosen this principle for the economy of even one state? Nobody. And I'm getting really ramped up, but because in Germany, I'm so proud of the Dutch people that terms like the Great Reset, World Economic Forum.
2 years ago, we didn't know, so it's as well as education. We had to find out.
Yeah.
And we had to find out. We had to find out who Klaus Schwab is. We didn't know what the world. We heard about Davos.
Yeah, Davos. You heard about Davos.
But that's it.
Yeah, but you have an advance to the German population, because you guys.
If I'm speaking for myself, I don't like to be screwed over.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Yeah. So if it happened once, it's not gonna happen twice. So I'm gonna find out who screwed me
What's
over.
the cause?
Yeah.
You always have to remove the cause. So if we remove the cause, there's no need to join into some government-provided solutions. So they're always coming with this. They got a problem, reaction, solution, and they had it right now again. So they got this virus,
their solution, their problem, their solution.
They had the problem, and then they got the solution, and that's how the mass formation psychosis works. So you have to bring the people in some fear of mongering situation that they are panicking, and then you're coming as the government as with the only solution. So you got to provide them the only solution. And that's been the vax or
It's never always
therapy.
one solution.
Oh, it's never, because as we said before, no one's talking about strengthening your immune system, working out, get some vitamin B, enjoy some sun. What the fuck? They're closing the beaches if you have some infectional disease from a SARS-CoV. It's stupid. It's stupidity. And then come this hard facts. So where's the flu gone? And why is there uptick in the mortality rate? And there are so many examples, by yourself. For me, with a bodybuilding background, there are dying a lot of pros. A lot of pros are dying, recently. So you could expect and you could tell, the bodybuilding industry, they're using gear and they're using anabolic steroids, and that brings some really, really thick blood through the veins. And then you add up maybe it's because of the gear. Yeah, but what happened to the FIFA players, to the soccer players? What happened to them? They're not using the gear.
Tennis.
And they're dying. Yeah, tennis and all the others. What's that? And what's about the TV personalities bragging about their vaccines? They had some comedian in the States and immediately falling like flies. So if there's a real pandemic, and I doubt it, if there's a real pandemic, then you don't have to do advertisement for vaccines. You would have counterfeit vaccines, and you don't have counterfeit vaccine passports. So, for my case, it's I'm like a multiple schizophrenic person, as you could say, because I'm living on different world layers, as I could say. I'm living in different.
The what I understand is and what you're doing really well is your reach is not only with the guys in sport, but you can reach as well the guys in a suit.
Yeah, that's the background I got from the insurance background.
Yeah.
And on the other side, this, as I said, this schizophrenic situation in without clothes on the bodybuilding stage.
Yeah.
So, looking backwards, maybe some of those things came into my life to develop the confidence to be on the stage and to talk to the people. Maybe, that's something I wanted to mention before. The Dutch people have a very, very highly skilled English-speaking population.
Yeah.
That's something you missed out in Germany. So I don't want to say that I can speak English, but I was lucky. I was educated by a professor from the States. So I don't know how this came into my life. It's been a lot of coincidences. Maybe because I come from a poor family background, I had like some special opportunity to join the school. But right now I'm profiting so much of that. And because of this situation that I'm in different worlds, as you could take it, like in the bodybuilding scene and on the insurance company background and all this stuff, I'm in contact, I'm in touch with so many people. So on the one side, I'm in the suited and tied up guys from the insurance companies and business people, and on the other side, I'm working out in a hardcore environment. So of all of you guys who are in the fitness and bodybuilding industry, it's like in boxing. You have in the first layer around the ring, there are the prominent people, and in the second layer, there are the mafia and all the pimps. And in bodybuilding, it's the same. So you get in touch with a lot of people, and it's been shocking to see how even my friends from different worlds, as I say, from the gym, or one of them, a few of them are in 1% motorcycle clubs or some. All those guys have been so manipulated by the state. They bought into that as well, because they had, as they say, brothers dying because of the virus. And then I asked them, how did it happen? How did your brother die? Tell me. It's so sad. Tell me. And then the story comes out that the brother got flu-like symptoms, went to the doctor, has been sent home, went to the hospital as it became worse, didn't receive any antibiotics, didn't receive any, nothing, no supplements, nothing. And as it became worse, he returned to the hospital and was put on a ventilator, and a few days later, without anyone seeing him, because nobody was allowed to visit him, dead. So that's the original WHO protocol. Yeah. And before this started, you went to your doctor, you said, I have a little fever, and I'm coughing all the night. So you get some antibiotics and you're fine. That's it.
Paracetamol.
Yeah, paracetamol or something like that for the headache. Yeah, and that is. But this program and this mass formation psychosis worked also on so many people. And those guys, I know from my bodybuilding background, and those, let me say, those hard guys. Yeah, I was counting on them, and I was asking myself and wondering, when will they join the protest? And as they told me this story, I had a starting point, and I started with, okay, right now you know about your brother who died, but think about what is coming next. They are planning to implement some kind of digital global currency. So then everything you're buying and everything you're doing business with is controlled and surveilled by the state, like in 1984 in Orwellian world. So there's no business for you guys anymore.
The thing I'm always explaining, if they're saying you don't own anything but will be happy, and then then they're throwing it away like, oh, it's just a phrase or a saying or something. It's, remember that your wedding ring is owned by you. And that's not the case.
Not anymore.
And even your underpants.
Yes.
So somebody else is going to buy that for you. You can rent it out or whatever.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and it's scary, right?
Yeah.
Because they have produced some advertisement for kids in the UK, and there's been some like comic book style storytelling about the new world or the new normal.
Rent a scooter.
You rent a scooter, you go, there's been some comic child going shopping for groceries with her mom, and then the mom is explaining to the daughter, no, that's meat, you only have to get meat once at your birthday, and all this stuff. It's artificial. It's artificial. All your gas prices are artificial made up. All your food shortages are artificial made up. So, and there are psychic tricks behind that. So first of all, why did they start with the fucking toilet paper? I can tell why they've started with the fucking toilet paper. You have to have some shelves empty. And what are the largest items? Get the fucking toilet paper out and you have huge empty shelves. So everybody's panicking. I've seen guys fighting over toilet paper and stuff. So what the fuck is going on? But it's the same. So I think if you would ask somebody from 1930 or 1929 and you would ask the person, how is your view on the German society today? And they would say, it's highly educated and we are developing so much things and we are so industrial and we are so forward and modern. And a few years later, there happened the baddest, horrible bullshit in the country ever. And right now, 100 years later, seems like the Germans learned nothing. Only the small amount of people protesting on the streets, but the rest. So in relation to the whole population, it's a small minority. But the minority on the streets right now will never return. Those guys, the core who's on the street right now, they know and they are aware, and the numbers are rising. And you will see in the end, eventually, that those guys will return their pressure, and they have to, and that's our goal, and that's what we will achieve. We will, and the human race did it before, and we will do it again. Trust me, because I've seen your movement over here, and as the energy, I don't want to get in some spiritual talk or some, but
no, it's
you know how you feel when you join the protest, right?
If you're walking in a protest and this uplifting feeling,
exactly.
is like
exactly
really well.
Yeah, it is, and I it's always it's the greatest pleasure to join your protest over here in the Netherlands, because in Germany we had to have some mask mandates. We had some mask mandates on the protest even before. And this is how they tried to hold us down, how they tried to destroy even the smallest protest, because they thought the people are demonstrating against the Mondkapje's mandates, right?
Yeah.
So they will not come to the streets if they have to wear one. So, but we had to go through this. We had to fight through this. We had so many fighting situations with the police over the fucking masks.
Yeah.
And there's no science behind it, you know. So follow the science is stupid. But, you know,
I'm the science.
They had to enforce it, and that's been stupid situations all over the country. But the core will be there, and right now our job is to bring the numbers back up, and we will. We are organizing a concert even next month. This month, it's May, right? So
yeah.
we will organize a concert.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we have to, because this month will be the end game for them. They are trying. All the relegations from the different UN countries are visiting Geneva, Switzerland this month, and they are trying to undersign something in the back, in the hidden, yeah, to relocate the responsibility for the vaccine mandate from the countries to the EU, to the UN, to the WHO, and then Tedros is the person who could say, and right now you all have to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
He's not been elected. He's not following the science, and he's not deciding this for me or my family, and not for yours as well. That's what we are shouting back in their faces. So I was bullhorning them, and I was bullhorning them in our hometown, and I was bullhorning when always on the propaganda tours. I call them the propaganda tours when they got elections or something. So we do it all the Alex Jones style right now, and we will bullhorn them, and we will show them that we are aware of this, and there's no hiding in secrecy anymore. No hiding in secrecy anymore for those guys. This advantage is gone.
Perfect.
It is.
Are we forgetting something that we need to talk about still? Is there something that we didn't talk about that you want to say something? Maybe now we're having the time for people home watching this. What do you want to say to them?
I only could repeat myself because everything I'm trying to bring it in English language from the bottom of my heart, because it's all from the bottom of my heart. There's no mask, and I've never worn a mask mentally. Or you should see it in my eyes. As you say, the eyes are the window to the soul, and I can tell you from the bottom of my heart and my soul, you got to be on the streets, guys, and we appreciate the protests in the Netherlands. We will rely on you, and you have to force this positive energy, because that's our strength, to show up. And it's only a numbers game. If you would compare the numbers of those guys deciding your future to us, they don't have a chance. Peacefully, we will defeat them anytime. They don't have a chance, even by the numbers now.
Is there a way that people at home can support you and your organization?
Yeah, to support us and our
maybe financial or with a like or some sort of how they can help.
Yeah, the organization itself is not even money related, so we are organizing that stuff all by ourselves. So we had never some funding or something like that.
Maybe some donation or.
For the organization, I think they would not even take it, because no, we're doing this from our own strength. So that's really nice. But we've received support from the Netherlands. So I have to send some kind regards to the guys of Samen for Nederland, and thank you very much for the protest posters you see in the background. They've been working very effectively in Germany, so that's been a really good strike for us. And yeah, for me myself, we are planning to move over, and maybe if there's somebody offering me a job out there, that would be very nice. So if someone needs somebody working in the fitness industry or something like that,
you want to have Germany's #1.
And I didn't have to defeat the title, so I had it for 2 years, because last year there's been no competition.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the.
Well, thank you for this conversation, and thank you for coming over to talk about the things what happening in Germany, your story, and what you're doing. I think it's great. Thank you for doing this.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. Thank you for watching Common Sense. This program, normally het gezond verstandsgesprek, Common Sense Talk. If you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. If you want to support Common Sense,
support them.
Go to the.
You don't know how valuable his work is.
For us, we're happy with your like and your support. And if you have some leftover donations, look at the description and the way how you support. Tobias, well, thank you for bringing your sound and your voice. Thank you for standing on stages and talking about it and making sure everybody knows, as well in the Netherlands as in Germany.
Yeah,
it's important.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but I have to thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Common Sense TV. My name is Jasper. Thank you, Tobias, and see you.
Take care, guys. Bye.